Hej, hej, hej ludziska, z tej strony Vanper i witam was w kolejnym odcinku gry Kingdom Come Deliverance. Skończyliśmy tutaj, dobiegliśmy do Taumberg bodajże się nazywa ta miejscowość, koło Skalicy, tam jak się biegnie, tu uciekaliśmy przed kumanami i zaczepiła mnie jakaś panieneczka, chciała ze mną porozmawiać, więc kliknąłem, bo jakiś spadek reputacji był przez przypadek, bo chciałem uczyć nagrywanie, ale spadek reputacji, więc wszystko szybko w nią weszłem, żeby nie było dalszych problemów. I pytała się, jak tam w tej Skalicy było i tak dalej. To było strasznie okropne. I teraz tak, mamy dwie opcje drogowe. Nie chcę rozmawiać o Skalicy, to było okropne. Porozmawiamy, może reputacja wzrośnie. To.
It was a fine sunny day until Sigismund came with his army. I saw him sitting there with his red beard and proud posture as he gave the signal to attack.
Oh, no.
Ona ma 4, 2 i nie wiadomo jaką ma retorykę. Nie udało mi się dostać na zamek, to będzie to
I
najlepsza
ran to
opcja.
the castle for shelter with the others. Behind me I could hear the shouts of the attackers and the screams of the wounded. Then I turned and saw father trying to save mother. They were both killed. The gate was closed by then. The men on the battlements were calling to me to run and warn you here. And with God's help I made it.
My God, that's horrible. You were lucky to survive. And our thanks for warning us. I'll pray that you see better times.
Dobrze, módl się, następnym razem się nie obrażajcie z tego powodu, że z wami nie chcę rozmawiać. Mieliśmy coś zjeść, tylko gdzie będzie kuchnia? Chyba na dole będzie kuchnia, mi się wydaje, z tego co pamiętam. Chyba że mamy coś w ekwipunku, zobaczmy. Broń, zbroja, jadło. Nie mamy nic, musimy iść na dół. Na górę chyba nie pójdziemy. Co tu w ogóle było na górze, bo nie pamiętam. A, to były te komnaty. Dobra, teraz kojarzę. Schodzimy na dół. Tak, musimy z nim porozmawiać, chcąc nie chcąc, porozmawiajmy.
You've done well, lad. I'm sorry for your loss. You must be all done in. Why don't you go to the kitchen and have a good meal? Sorrow is easier to bear on a full stomach.
Dobra, wysłał nas do
I heard about your father.
Must
They say he was a sword
coś zjeść.
eat.
to make horses.
Idziemy, tutaj jest kuchnia,
I
tak?
can't understand why he'd waste his talents, but I'm sure he had his reasons. He had a fine reputation. It's a great loss.
No niestety, zdarza się. Zdarza się. Zdarzyło się. Do kuchni.
Ah, milady. You are fortunate our good lady Stephanie of Talmberg has graced us with her presence.
My lady, I'm honored.
So this is our brave young man. Welcome, lad. Bojana here will take care of you. No doubt you're tired and hungry.
Indeed. How could he not be, poor soul? After everything he's been through, he must be as hungry as a bear, aren't you, young master? Here you are, then. Eat your fill.
And a little wine to wash it down.
O,
Thank you,
wino,
lady.
jedzonko, kurczę, blaszka.
When you're done, you can go and rest with the grooms in the outer bailey.
No, that won't do, Sir Robard. After all he's been through, he deserves a proper bed. Let him sleep in a lodge in the courtyard.
Certainly, milady. Young Henry here is overwhelmed by your generosity.
Yes, thank you, my lady. May God reward you for your kindness.
Eat up now. You're in capable hands, so I'll leave you to it. Good night.
Good night.
Good night, man.
Dobrej nocy, dobrej nocy. Powiem tak, wiem co z nią jest, co jest za rzeczy,
You can sleep in the bedchamber of the courtyard lodge.
ale to po dialogach zaraz wam
Don't
powiem.
forget to take off those filthy boots before getting into bed.
O. Tutaj mamy na temat jedzenia. Różne typy jedzenia mają różne własności. Jabłko nie nasyci cię tak jak O, dobra, nie przeczytałem. W każdym razie wiem, o co chodzi z tamtą panią i wiem, jaki jest z nią wątek. Z tą całą księżną bodajże, czy jakiej tam jest tutaj tego w tej posiadłości. Dobra, zjedzmy coś na razie. Nie, tu. Nie, to. Soczewicę na razie wsuń. Jesteś strasznie głodny. By trochę przeszło. Pieczeń, kaczka, pieczona kaczka. Wiem, że z nią można tam tego śmigać zrobić, bo w poprzednim podejściu do gry udało mi się, bo tak, fabuły całej nie przeszłem, bo doszedłem tylko do Kumanów, do tego obozu, ale dużo pobocznych misji zrobiłem za to. Takie jak no, co by tu miecz ten legendarny zrobiłem, a zresztą będziecie widzieć wszyscy podczas grania tego playthrough. Tak, zjedzmy to. Ile to w ogóle strawy dodaje? 26. I coś by jeszcze zjadł, przepraszam bardzo, żołądek się buntuje. Dobra, no tak byśmy sobie zostawili. Jesteśmy mega senni, ale jabłka musimy sobie wziąć. Weźmiemy sobie jabłka i jeden ser. Nie wiem, czy kradzieżem by nie było, jakby tutaj by podeszli. Włamywanie, tak, łatwe, tak jak myślałem. Dobra, idziemy. Idziemy się kimnąć, bo nasza postać jest wypompowana. To były jakieś w ogóle skrzynie kiedyś? No, były. O. Idziemy. Tu. I tutaj jest nasz domek do spania, czyli ten pokój cały. Dlaczego mi tak reputacja spada cały czas? I z czym mi spada reputacja? Pokaż to. Gdzie mi spada ta reputacja? Dziennik tutaj zajęcia wykonane, nie. Gracz, mapa, szybka podróż, legenda, nie. Gdzie mi spada ta reputacja? Tu? Czekaj, jakoś się to sprawdzało. Kurczę. Dobrze, wiem, że jestem zmęczony. Wyłącz to na razie w pomoc. Ale tak, jestem brudny może? Nie, brudny nie jestem. Na pewno jestem niewyspany, to jest pewne. Reputacja. O właśnie, gdzie nam spada? Talmberg może? Nie no, to masz wszystko na 50. Chyba z Skalicy spada to reputacja. Tak mi się coś wydaje. Dobra, nic. Idziemy spać. Usiądź. Śpi. Śpimy do godziny porannych. 5 niech będzie. Nie wiem, czy to babeczka do nas nie przyjdzie w tym momencie. Tak myślałem. Nie, to będzie ten. A nie, przyjdzie jednak. Przyjdzie chyba. I potem ktoś przyjdzie do nas, żeby nam pomóc, czy jakoś tak. Nie pamiętam, jak to było. W murach patrolowaniu, czy jakoś tak to było.
Yes?
It is I, Henry. Forgive the intrusion. I didn't wake you, boy, did I?
My lady. No, not at all. But what brings you here at this hour?
Musimy się ruszyć.
Could do with a little wine.
Wiemy, o co chodzi.
It's just what you need to help you sleep.
My lady. Thank you. You really shouldn't. You could have sent a servant.
I was going to. But to tell you the truth, I couldn't sleep either. I thought of you while saying my prayers. How awful it must have been for you. I came to offer you solace. To let you know you're not alone.
Thank you.
Thank you kindly.
You're welcome. Now, Henry, I know this is
Mówiłem.
all very new and strange for
Kolejny
you,
wątek będzie bardzo późno.
but I want you to feel at home here. You're not to worry about anything except getting better. God knows you've been through a terrible ordeal. I know what it is to be left alone in the world, although your loss is much greater. But with God's help, the pain will ease in time.
Oj, chciałabyś, żebym wyrzucił coś na ciebie.
And it can help to talk about it, if you feel like it.
Opowiedzmy historię najazdu, nie ma.
I'll tell you what happened. It was terrible and unexpected. The day started just like any other. Father sent me into town on some errands.
Bądźmy szczerzy.
A fellow by the name of Kunish owed money to father, who sent me to collect it from him. Only Kunish had no intention of paying. It got a bit heated, as often happens when there's money involved, but Kunish still wouldn't cough up the coin. Father was too generous for his own good, letting even a scoundrel like that buy on credit.
Oh.
When I'd done all the errands, I headed back home. I promised Father I'd help him with his work, and I was looking forward to it. He was forging a sword for Sir Radzik.
Pani przez obejrzeć mi mecz. Będziemy szczerzy, co wraz nie zwróciłem uwagi, jakie ona ma statystyki, mogę coś innego powiedzieć.
Praised Father's work and said that with his smithing skills, he could easily make a living in Prague or Vienna.
You don't say.
But Sigismund's horde was already on the horizon, ready to attack the town.
No nie, no tylko szóstka najlepiej, czyli to. Zaatakowano ogromną hordę, oczywiście szereg
A
tutaj
horde of
wątpliwią.
soldiers was amassed. Pennants flapped in the
Bo
wind,
retoryka mała,
the
wszystko
armor
małe.
glinted in the sunlight and the horses whinnied impatiently. They were waiting for Sigismund to give the command to attack.
How awful.
And then death descended on Skalicy.
Nic nie
Father
mówmy o
told me to
tamtej
take
blanka, bo
shelter
to
in the
blanka
castle
to było
while he went
takie...
to get mother. She was stranded
Nie
in the
widziałeś
town,
sobie, jak ją
surrounded
zabijali,
by
na pewno
Sigismund's
widziałeś, jak ojca
butchers.
i matkę
And then
zabijali.
I saw him knocking down one Cuman after another. I never saw him fight like that. But then the leader of Sigismund's raiding party, a knight in full armor, saw Father and charged at him. He cut down my father without a thought. And then he turned on my mother. And he murdered her in cold blood.
You poor boy. May the Lord have mercy on their souls.
I ran to the castle like our neighbours to take cover, but I didn't make it. I had to find another way
Dziwnie
to
ucięty
save us.
obraz strasznie.
The
Pod
men
tej
on the
cutscence.
battlements called down to me to flee to Talmberg and warn you. I was lucky I knew a concealed path around the castle.
Następny? Może? Tak? Tak, następny najlepiej.
I needed a horse to get to the safety of Talmberg and to warn you all.
And with all that was happening, you thought of others like a good Christian.
Then I heard a scream. It was
O,
Teresa,
retoryka nam
the
dorosła.
little wench. She'd been caught by a gang of Cuman savages who planned to violate her.
Właśnie, Teresa. Będziemy szczerzy, bo moglibyśmy ją kłamać, ale ja tego nie chcę, ze względu na to, że nie wiem, czy dałbym radę z nimi tak szczerze zawalczyć. To była taka właśnie opcja, którą chciałem wypróbować, ale nie chciałem też niepotrzebnie przedłużać odcinka, bo to był wtedy chyba bodajże pierwszy odcinek do końca, który się zbliżał.
I wanted to help her. God knows I wanted to. Even though I had the sword we made
Nie,
for
drugi,
Sir Radzik,
przepraszam.
they had me outnumbered and they were well armed too. I only just managed to grab one of their horses and ride off. I couldn't help her any more than I could have helped my parents.
It wasn't your fault.
I'll never forget the horror. It will haunt me for the rest of my life.
That's terrible. How could something like that happen?
God alone knows why he lets such things happen.
You poor boy. I understand your grief, but God is not to blame for the ills of this world. that is the work of Satan and those who do his bidding. Those
Tak,
who
to
are
wszystko wina szatana.
corrupted by greed, envy, and pride. You must not lose faith, whatever life brings.
To nie wcale tamte mędy kumańskie nas mordowały
Not been
tamtych.
merciful to me and my husband either. Although in comparison to the horrors you went through. I was young when I married my husband. It was my father's wish. Divish was a lot older than I, but a woman must bear her lot. Shortly after our marriage, before I even got a look at Talmberg, the castle was stormed and my husband was imprisoned.
Ale to było pogrzane dla majątku, żeby córki
My
sprzedawać
husband
i
had
tak
some
dalej.
quarrel
Jako za mąż
with Sir
pójście,
Havel Medek of
żeby było
Valdek,
dobrze urodzone
who
wszystko i
decided
tak
to
dalej.
resolve it by force. He stormed the
Polityka.
castle, burned down the village of Przybysławiec, and killed many of our men, even the old chamberlain. He imprisoned my husband in the castle and put his own garrison there.
That's awful.
I was barely 18 years old, and all of a sudden, I was left alone with Sir Robert. We didn't know what to do. We went to Prague to appeal to the king and sought help from Divish's friends, but all to no avail. We tried for years, but it seemed I was destined to be left alone and my husband to rot in jail in his own castle.
Years, you say?
7 years. That's how long it took before Havel was condemned as an enemy of the crown. And even then, he refused to surrender the castle and release my husband. In the end, I raised the money to pay a ransom, and only then, by the grace of Lord Jesus, did I finally lay eyes on my husband once more.
7 years. And was Havel punished for it?
Never. And after 7 years, my husband returned to me an infirm old man.
Sir Divish seems like a good, strong man.
Certainly, only he has many concerns. He had to rebuild Talmberg. After he was released, the king appointed him Burgrave of Prague Castle, and he was very busy. He had no time for me at all. But at least we were in the city, and there was something going on. And now, we're here.
My lady, you're still young and beautiful. Your best years are still ahead of you.
No dodać 7 to masz 25 kobieta, to jeszcze... No zresztą pytanie ile jest już po tym, no to
But
pewnie
what
około
am I
30
doing
jesteś.
bothering you with this? You have troubles enough of your own. I'll go and let you sleep. I enjoyed our little talk, Henry. Good night, and God bless.
Good night, my lady.
Będzie ciąg dalszy snu, czy nie? Bo nie pamiętam. Koszmary. Senne.
Help us, son. Don't be a coward. Henry, wake up. You don't want to miss this.
What is it? What's happening?
Come to the battlements. One of our patrols reported a company heading here from Skalicy.
O! Dalej jest ciemna noc. Ale co, będę patrolował mury? Idź na blanki. Schodami w bramie. No dobra. W ogóle jak tam senność. Hałas, tempo, strawa, zdrowie, energia 73. No całkiem. Można byłoby coś zjeść. Jeśli mamy co, jabłko zjedz. Ser ile daje? Dychę? To nie ma co jeść. Tu mamy wejść. Mamy pochodnie w ogóle? Zobacz. Ekwipunku, będzie z bronie, strzały. Strzał osoby jakości. Tą, którą pewnie dostaliśmy nawet. A nie, 4 jakieś strzały. Nie wiem skąd. Dobrze, idziemy dalej. Idziemy tędy do bramy i na lewo, tak? Tak, na lewo. Lepiej poza tym chodzeniem się aha, jakieś dialogi tu prowadzą ze sobą. Idziemy do pana Bożka. Szybko.
Prepare for the worst, but don't be daunted by their numbers. Heed my commands, and all will end well.
Pan dziwisz. Porozmawiaj z tym, no. Jesteśmy. Co się dzieje?
I don't know. It doesn't make sense. Why would Sigismund advance on Talmberg in the night? Especially since he's lost the element of surprise after the raid on Skalicy.
Maybe it's not him.
Then who is it? The scouts Jivish sent to Skalicy to spy on Sigismund said he'd set up camp and was getting ready to storm the castle. And so Radzig is an experienced soldier. He'd surely hold the castle for quite some time. It doesn't make sense.
What else did the spies say?
Not much of anything. Before they could get close enough, this huge storm started. And you were right. Sigismund has a hell of a lot of soldiers, including all manner of mercenaries. An army like that costs a fortune. Well, anyway, we'll find out when they get here, won't we?
Aye, we will.
Dobra. Strasznie pogaduszkowy, jak na razie wstęp. Będziemy widzieć, czekamy.
Who goes there? Lucifer and all his minions. Who else, Robert?
Sir Radzig, what a relief.
Is his lordship there with you?
Yes, sir, he is right here.
What are you doing up so late, Divish? At your age, you need a good night's sleep.
Well, Radzig, you didn't exactly pick the best time for an outing either. In a big hurry?
It was a bit of a scramble, all right. Believe it or not, this tempest is a godsend for me and my men. As my old granddad used to say, better a sore throat than a slit throat.
I'd say your grandfather was a wise man. Your messenger told us what happened.
Messenger?
The lad you sent to warn us.
He's alive? He made it to you?
He's here with me. He only got away by the skin of his teeth, though.
Thank God.
A brave young man. But tell me, friend, how on earth did you manage to get away?
Thank God for this tempest. When it began, Sigismund's Tatars crawled into their holes and left us storming the castle for more clement weather. We were able to sneak out right under their noses. The Lord be praised. We wouldn't have stood a chance against them.
Would you like to spend the night in Talmberg?
No. When Sigismund finds the castle empty tomorrow, he might come looking for us. We'd only be exposing you to danger. Without me and my men, he has no call to attack you.
What will you do then?
We'll march to Ratai. It's only a short way, and there we'll have a better chance of defense, and enough room for all of these people.
Rataje.
If Sigismund should come, better bend your knee, Divish. There's no point dying in a battle that's futile.
You're right there.
Is that boy still with you?
I'm here, sir.
You have courage, lad. That I can't deny. I am sorry about what happened. Would you care to join us?
I'd like to, sir, but first I have to return to Skalicy.
Are you mad? What do you want there?
I can't leave my mother and father. I won't leave their corpses rotting in the street. I'll join you once I've taken care of them.
Don't even think of going back there, you donkey. Are you tired of living?
Sir!
Quiet! I'm sorry about your father, but getting killed as well won't help him. Divish, make sure that lad doesn't budge from Talmberg until things quieten down.
Not to worry, friend. Anyway, he's injured and needs to recover. I'll lock him up here as if he were Havel of Balding.
I see you've grown a thick skin since your tribulation, sir. But thank you. We'll meet again when circumstances are more favorable. Farewell.
Farewell, friend, and good fortune. Give my regards to Sir Hanush.
I will. And good luck to you and your people, too. These are dark times. Move out!
Anywhere, people! Move out! Don't get so late right there now!
No i ruszyli. A my się oczywiście nie posłuchamy.
Men, tonight we'll have triple patrols. Sort out the watches between you as always. And if I catch anyone boozing, playing dice or slacking off, I'll personally break every bone in his body. I want you to keep a close eye on everything nearby. Sigismund will surely have sent spies, and likely men as well, to follow the Skalicy people now he knows they've fled. Keep your eyes peeled and report everything to me at once. Understood?
Tak, rozumiano. Dobra, porozmawiajmy z nim. Mogę w czymś pomóc?
I could use an extra pair of eyes, and yours are keen. Will you keep watch at the battlements with my men?
Is that a request or an order?
I'd rather it was a request you answered yes to.
Of course I'll help. I'll have to pay you back somehow after all you've done for me.
Splendid. And don't worry, I'll tell the men to relieve you later. May the Lord watch over you.
Tak. Chociaż dostaliśmy pochodnie? Nie, nie dostaliśmy pochodni. Dobra. Na blankach. Żeby na mapie chociaż gdzie to jest? Zbroja, jadło, broń. Nie, nie dostaliśmy pochodni. Przybliżmy. Nie ma nic blanki, nie wiem co są blanki. Będę udało, że się znam na tym. Będę udawał, że się na tym znam. Na pewno mi to dobrze wyjdzie. Blanki. O, jesteś tam, gdzie nie powinieneś być. No to wracamy. Przepraszam, nie chciałem tam wchodzić. Tu coś jest. Tutaj jakieś przejście, wejście. Idziemy tędy teraz. Pyk. Przejdziemy sobie tędy. Nie pamiętam, co tu się trzeba było zrobić. Czy tutaj trzeba chodzić faktycznie w PWF, czy na blanki coś tam robić. Nie wiem. Nie pamiętam, naprawdę nie pamiętam. Chyba trzeba poczekać do rana. On tak biegnie.
Wandering around like a stray sheep. Must be your first
Tak.
watch, eh? I don't think anything much will be happening today. You can just lean against the wall and wait till morning. I'll show you what's what.
I will. Thank you.
O. Możesz przyspieszyć po czasu, jakiś nie ustaw, ile godzin chcesz poma. Nasza twoje zmęczenie i głód. Dobra, no to... Nie wiem, tyle wystarczy? Do 6? Zobaczymy, czy to tyle wystarczy. Co to atakują? Dobra, poczekaj do rana i teraz idziemy pod punkt A. Na podzamczu. Dobrze. Lecimy. Udało się. Jesteśmy na miejscu, zobaczymy co się będzie działo. Aha, dobra, pamiętam tę kastenkę. Dobra, dobra. No ciekawe. Na pewno bym tak samo był schorany.
See how the self-appointed king wins the love and respect of his loyal subjects.
Indeed, Robard. Sigismund of Luxembourg has a rare talent for winning people over to his cause.
No i co?
We may be in for a surprise, though. I don't think he will set his heathen dogs on us today.
Taradam.
Greetings, Lord of Talmberg.
That's the bastard who led the attack at Skalicy and killed my parents.
Don't be an idiot. Do you want to end up like them?
I am Sir Markwart von Aulitz. I come in the name of Sigismund of Luxembourg, King of Hungary and Croatia, who has resolved to strike against those who disrupt
Takie
concord
trochę
in the
niemieckie
land,
to jego imię,
to
pan wam
restore
powiedział.
order in the name of his brother, King
Tak mi się wydaje.
Wenceslaus IV.
Restore order
Bo austriacki może? Nie wiem, takie nie... Albo mi się tylko wydaje.
Greetings, Sir Markward. The efforts of the king's brother to bring order to this chaotic land are undoubtedly noble. It seems to me, though, that he and his army have somewhat strayed.
Jak słuchać, jak przełykam coś lub coś, to
As
przepraszam, bo
Burgrave
poprzedłem
of
chyba
Prague
wodę.
Castle, I am
Do
entirely
czasu,
beholden
żeby
to the
zbliżyć
king.
sobie gardło.
And here in Talmberg, divine peace reigned until your arrival. To what then do we owe the honor of your visit?
Yesterday, His Majesty took action against the enemy of the kingdom, Sir Ratzik Kobila, who has been using the silver from the Skalic mine to fund insurrection against the crown. Unfortunately, the insurgent escaped. Would you happen to know, noble sir, where he might be at this time?
As far as I know, the Sir Radzik of which you speak is the king's hetman at Skalicy. I find it hard to imagine that he would rebel against our king. Nevertheless, I can assure you that Sir Radzik is not at Talmberg. He would be a fool indeed to flee from one castle, where he has little chance of defense, to another, where he has even less. Or do you take the view that my humble manner is any obstacle to your army?
Am I to inform the king then that Sir Ratzik Kobila is not at Talmberg and that he has your loyalty?
Sir Radzik Kobila is not here, and I have no intentions of getting embroiled in affairs from which I have nothing to gain.
Very well, sir. As you wish. I will relay your words to the king in the hope he will be as well disposed as you seem to be.
Those who have clean consciences and goodwill may find themselves well disposed even at moments like this, when there's little cause for joy. Farewell, sir.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Niemiec. Szwab. Odwrót.
My lord, you have my utmost admiration.
Get on with you, Robard.
Nic. będziemy kończyć ten odcinek chyba na dzisiaj już. Pokoju na Skalicy, porozmawiaj z Panem Bożkiem, zdobądź konia. Dobra. Mamy około 35 minut odcinka. W następnym odcinku będziemy rozmawiać z Panem Bożkiem i będziemy dalej brnęli w fabułę. Aż nie dojdziemy do Rataju, będziemy troszeczkę wolniejsi. Ale obstałem, że będziemy dalej toczyć fabułę do skutku, dopóki nie będziemy mogli zdobyć konia. Bo jak zdobędziemy konia, to będziemy wtedy eksplorować jakkolwiek ten piękny świat. To nic. Zapraszam do subskrybowania, komentowania, lajkowania, jeśli się podobało. A ja uciekam, trzymajcie się, pa pa!